I'm Robin Dexter, and I live up on 2638th Street, up by Lake Padden, up the top of that long hill, and I'm 73 years old. Last year was my first year at home for an entire year. First year since we were married, and since we moved to Washington in 71, 72. By 72, I was on the stern of a boat as a crew member and fished herring in the winter of 72, and in the winter of 73 the Japanese floated the pound and the price of sockeye went through the roof, and all the old timers couldn't believe it, and I was on the deck of a pretty good boat, and that's what built my first house, or bought my first house. The herring fishery came into its own when the herring fishery had been overfished and ruined in Japan, and that's the market for herring eggs. And it was another one of those lottery tickets. I bought a boat with a partner, another Bellingham old timer that's still around, and we bought a boat as partners with our herring money, and started fishing swordfish. And then an opportunity came along to use the boat for salmon. A friend of ours that lost his salmon boat asked to use mine, and once I had done that for a year, I thought it was a pretty good idea, so I bought a permit in Prince William Sound, and I was there until I sold my boat in the winter of 2019. My son lives next door, and he's also a fisherman, and he's in a blended marriage. His wife had 2 kids when they got married, and now they have a 3-year-old daughter who's over here almost every day. We have a daughter who lives on the Big Island in Hilo, which is where we've been for the winter. And those 2 kids are 13 and 9, and we've done a lot of communication with them, and we've spent a lot of time with them. I've never considered myself a traveler at all. I don't like going traveling. My wife is really irritated by that, because there are a million places she would like to experience. And in my lifetime, Hawaii, Alaska, and Washington have kind of blended together as home. I like to catch a halibut once in a while because they're good to eat. But honestly, just dealing with the weather, the wind and the water, is a pretty big thrill a lot of times. We're no saints on boats, because you could catch every salmon in the Pacific with 25 guys and save all that stupid diesel burning. But I have, had some real thrills, whether to the weather or big catches or whatever. I've lost a bunch of friends to fishing accidents. I mean, and they're weather related, and I have really strong opinions about it. There was no such thing as a survival suit when I started. You went overboard, and that was that. I have seen remarkable change in that, and from we were worse than the mining industry when I got into fishing. The boats were junk, and everything has improved, and very quickly. And partially, I think it's because of the value of seafood. I'm going to survive until I climb in a box. But now, the pace of the world has accelerated so much, and fishing was lucrative for a long time, and the competitiveness of it doesn't give a 40 and a 50-year-old the time to reflect the way I do. I've had both shoulders done, whatever they call that surgery, and both knees. None of them have been replaced. I mean, they're still okay, but my entire body is riddled with arthritis, is what the doctor said. So I've got aches and pains. But no, I just had carpal tunnel surgery too. So on both sides of my body, I've had the knees and the shoulders and the wrists operated on in the last 20 years. So. If I don't. I mean, crank is probably the world's word for it. It represents something that happens to people as they age, and I notice it in other people my age, and I notice it in myself. And it's just impatience. It's just, listen, kid, don't tell me how to change that light bulb because I've changed 1,000 of them. Pretty much all of my free time has been devoted to in some kind of environmental involvement one way or the other. I miss fishing a lot, and I might go back a little bit, but I really feel compelled to be more involved in steering this incredible change, because it's not all good, and it's not all, some of it's very concerning. I've had really great arguments with some friends that work at university about whether we should ever wish on our kids physical and manual labor. She thinks I'm crazy for saying, you get paid a lot to be a crane operator, or fishing's a good life. Oh no, they don't want any part of that. It's get an A or your life is ruined.